Hey everybody, welcome to Jimbocho, this neighborhood. It's got a lot of history. It's also got a lot of cafes. And in this episode, I'm going to be taking you around this very interesting area in the center of the city of Tokyo, just a few days before the Olympics. In that direction is Tokyo Dome, which is where the Tokyo Giants play baseball. You can see the roller coaster, part of an amusement park in that direction. And this is also a famous place for anybody who loves manga, Japanese manga. This is where Shueisha is, where they've been publishing Shonen Jump since its start. How you doing, everybody? Greetings and welcome to the streets of Tokyo. I love this neighborhood. I'm really excited to bring you into this area because the last year I haven't gotten a lot of chance to come in this direction because of the pandemic. I had to come here to get some forms for my company for registration to change my data plan to 5G. It's kind of a hassle. So since I'm here, it's time to take you to Jimbocho. I've done this before. We're gonna do it again. It's a nice day. In this direction is Yasukuni Shrine, about, 400 meters going straight ahead. Station is called Kudanshita. And this area, Jimbocho, between Suidobashi Station, which is JR, and Jimbocho here, that's also where Meiji University, a lot of universities are in there. It's very close to Ochanomizu, also a very famous university town. And we're gonna go in this direction. Beautiful, hot summer July day here in Tokyo. Starting to feel it. I'm sweating through my mask here. Now here's the WX Turbos in the house. Here's the exit that you probably want to come out of. It has the Mita line, which is the eye with the blue circle, the Shinjuku line, which is the lime green, and the Hanzomon line, which is the purple Z up there. They all come to this station. This is exit, what is it? A7, whoosh, right there. So this is the way to get here. Boy, I'm really thirsty. Let's see if we can get a vending machine drink before we start. Oh, check it out. Coca-Cola has the Olympic Tokyo 2020 Coca-Cola design. That's pretty cool. How you doing? I see everybody starting to check in, writing where they're from. How cool is that? Look at that, they got coffee, non-sugar tea. I like that. I don't like this drink because they put salt in it. There's too much salt, and I don't know why they put it in carbonated water. Kind of weird. All right, this is just cold water. That looks like my cup of tea, so to speak. Hey there, Jennifer French. Round Rock, Texas is checking in. This doesn't take coins. Oh, only takes the Suica. I like that, non-touch. They put a cap where the coins would go. Do you see that? And because it's interesting, because there's no coins, there's a 5 yen discount. All right, I'm cool with that. No touch, fine with me. Boom. Nice cold water. I thought the place was on a major lockdown. That's not true. A state of emergency is not a lockdown. A lockdown that's Australia. In Japan, we have something completely different. There's people walking around, that means it's okay. A lot of people walking around. Now this alley here, which is very narrow, it goes on for a couple hundred meters. I'm gonna take you the whole way. This is Sabauru 2. It's kind of a mouthful. They call it a parlor. It's really a cafe. But that's the deal. Back in the Showa period, coffee houses were not so popular, so to speak. I guess coffee was sort of a Western thing, coffee houses. And these were some of the first coffee houses in the city of Tokyo. You can see it's got a very retro design to it, but the one next door is even cooler. This is Sabauru number 2. Let's go to number 1 here, where these cafes are actually closed. Hopefully the signal can stay strong for this. This one is super cool. Check it out. The way that they just use the wood to make some sort of I don't know, it looks like you're going inside of a hut. Now, right now they're renovating it, so it's not open, which is a shame, but maybe we can get a quick look inside here. You can see all the chairs, all of the interior is made of, like, it's kind of uneven and has such amazing character to it. The outside has a lot of artifacts, like a totem pole. What is that music? Let's go investigate. I hear music. What's going on? Oh, I think we missed it. You have to move quickly in the city of Tokyo. Sometimes you'll hear loudspeakers and you don't know what it is. All right, back to the cafe. There's a link in the description for Google Map if you want to see where we are right now. But there's a main street, and then right here, and then there's alleys. Lots and lots of alleys here, and the alleys are an attraction. Here, we'll let the umbrella ladies go. Actually, it's an umbrella guy. You don't see that often. Anybody know what these are called right here in the window? 2 points if you know. By the way, if Cobra Bebop is here, I sent you a message on Patreon. Please check that. All right, I'm gonna go to this corner and look back on the Sabouru cafes. It's really cool. This is the thumbnail for this episode. And you know, I've been eating here for decades. 20 years I've been coming to this cafe. Inside there is some of the cheapest and most amazing lunches with volume. And they're super good, just like home cooking, you know? And that's sort of the deal you'll get inside of here. Probably cost you about $10 for coffee and lunch. It's pretty cheap too. I don't know how they stay in business. History? I don't know, but it's quite busy, and there can be a line, so I would come a little bit before noon if you're thinking about eating lunch there. Now, I know these alleys, these places, because I've had to film this for NHK two times for Tokyo Eye since 2008 when I started reporting on that show. So I've been in all these cafes, and once you have to report at one of them and you get to know the owners, it's kind of neat to walk in there and they remember your name and everything, and sometimes they remember what your favorite food is and will ask you if you want, you know, the curry rice, or if you want the, you know, ginger rosu or something like this. It's kind of really interesting. The services. Wow, a lot of these businesses are new. Again, Jimbocho is famous for a lot of things. Manga with Shueisha, the biggest publisher here in Japan, I believe. And also, and the university life, and the cafes, and the curry. I don't know why, but curry is super famous here in Jimbocho. I guess there's a couple of curry shops, like Bondi Curry, I believe, is here. Bondi is, I think it's here, or maybe it's in Kanda, which isn't too far away from here. There's a couple of really famous curry shops here. Bondi's one that's so good. It's got this melted cheese inside the curry. Oh man, getting hungry thinking about it since it's almost lunchtime. But you'll find a lot of these really old cafes, and that's where the charm of this area comes from. And that's why I'm kind of glad it's still sort of secret. You don't see a lot of people here. I'm gonna take you down this alley next. Mironga. Wow, I haven't been down here in a long time. All right, first let's go check out this main street, get our bearings in this part of Jimbocho. This street, if you take a left, will take you past Yasukuni Shrine and eventually to Shinjuku. What? Really? Famous for curry, They put in a Taco Bell. Interesting. This place is always changing. I think the pandemic has hit a lot of local businesses, mom and pop shops. So many of them have been closing, and when they close, usually they're such amazing locations. Chains will come in. I'm not against chains. I'm just for local businesses, and it's just sad for me to see. A lot of these bookshops here have been here for generations, 3, 4, 5 generation owners of them, and this one here I know is a family business that's been here for a long time. We'll get a look. We're gonna loop around and get a look in there too, but let's go down this alley and check out 2 more really interesting cafes. Wonder if these are open. Hey, Ramsey's silence in the house. For something she will never figure out it was because I was never here. Thank you. John Davis. Kimi ga yo wa chiyo no yachiyo. I can't see, it's kind of glaring. Yachiyo ni sazare shi no wao no narite koke no masu made. Okay. I love reading the super chats. Okay, let's get down this alley. Look at the retro signs. And it's not really retro. It's actually an event that took place now. Interesting. 100-year anniversary. All right, this is my favorite place. Radorio. Do you see this sign right up here? Radorio has been here for, I don't know, I want to say 100 years. The building is old. It is truly an ancient looking place. And you can see there's like brick exterior. This doesn't match with the neighborhood at all. It's all cement. So it's very unique to have bricks here. Now, I like a lot of the businesses in Tokyo, you have all of these plants outside of it. It just gives it this homey feel. The city is not an urban jungle in Tokyo, in the alleys. It can feel really home-like because of it. Now, I usually try to sit right here inside the window, right next to the window, because all of these places are still smoking, okay? This is sort of the downside of old cafes. They're still smoking. And when you go in there, there might be some people in the back, old customers that have been there for decades that are coming here like almost every day for their lunch or for coffee. They're here. There's nobody here. They're smoking a lot. So I like to sit next to the door. If you can call ahead and reserve a seat sometimes. But this place is very famous because it has the first Wiener coffee, which Wiener meaning Viennese coffee with whipped cream on top. And they're very proud of that fact. You'll get an amazing cup with freshly whipped cream on top of your coffee. It's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, there's just something magical about it because it's the first one. It's nice. I used to like to come here maybe 2-3 times a year at least, but I haven't been here in a very long time because of the pandemic. And another reason why I didn't ask for permission to film is just because I know a lot of these places are shut down or taking time off. This is more of a bar, but it's been here for a very long time. Mironga. They do have a menu for lunch, so you can get, okay, it seems like they're closed because of the pandemic. But you can get lunch inside of here. Look at that sign, it looks so retro. But, yeah, you can come in here for a drink if you want. I just know it's been here for a very long time, and I don't want it to change. Here's the side of the last cafe. You can see it kind of goes back in there. It looks almost like a shack, and it doesn't fit into the modern structures around it. You can see just in the distance a brand new apartment complex. I don't know how long these cafes are going to be here. Yeah, I don't know how long these cafes are going to be here, but I hope that it never changes. And Radorio, which is my favorite right here, I got to go back in here, and if they're going out of business, please tell me because I want to try to save them. We need them. Again, like when family businesses sell, others will come in here. This is a brand new exterior, used to be an older cafe. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, I don't want to see any of the history leave if we can protect it, preserve it, because Tokyo needs to keep some of its history because it's such a historic place. You can see the Showa celebrated in this alley. A lot of movie posters and plays and famous actors from back in the day. Feels good, right? I think we need to protect this alley. So if you do come to Tokyo, you do come to Japan, make a trip to Jinbocho, especially if your hotel is somewhere between Shinjuku and Asakusa. This is pretty much in between there. Make a stop in Jinbocho and have a coffee and walk these alleys. And you're really gonna thank me for it later, because the images for your Instagram account will be pretty much getting a lot of those likies. All right, this is the main street in this direction. I've taken you out there a couple of times. We're gonna go this way now. Hey, Raymond Centeno's here. Very nostalgic location, it is. And Avis Takeshita, thank you for all the videos. You're very welcome. I'm so happy that you're joining us on this adventure. I know that a lot of tourists can't come here to Japan, and I'm kind of trying to be as much as I can the legs for you, show you around some of the neighborhoods. I'm kind of stuck in Tokyo right now because of the state of emergency, but that doesn't mean I can't take you around and show you some places. Now the streets there's not a lot of people on the streets. It's not that they can't go out, it's just people are kind of afraid because of the Olympics taking place. There's a lot of uncertainty, and watching the news will make you scared. So I'm switching modes now from, yeah, Olympics, please, you shouldn't be taking place, to, okay, you're taking place, can't be helped, let's try to enjoy this mode, because I think everybody kind of a little bit too negative these days, and I think it's time to pivot and turn into some positivity. Again, Cobra Bebop, paging Cobra Bebop. Message on Patreon, I believe. Need address for package. Over and out. Oh, Little Mermaid's here. It's a very good bakery. I see Shane's here, half for Leo. Oh, you got it. What's he gonna? Shane, I know what he's gonna buy. He's gonna buy that big Kumamon doll, which I couldn't get because Kanai said it was too big for our apartment. I bet if I give half to him, he's gonna want that Kumamon doll. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out Instagram stories right now. Only in Japan TV is my Instagram name. I tried to buy a almost larger than life Kumamon. What was a pretty big Kumamon, which is a mascot here, and Kanai's like, no, you don't. So I had to put it back. The Costco people were laughing. It's okay. Like, yeah. Any man who comes with his wife probably not going to be buying one of these. Chris Rancey's in the house. Are you intending to try and head out to some Olympic venues? I am. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And if I can get you a story, I'm going to do that. If I can't, I can't. That's sort of the way it rolls. I was going to buy some new Birkenstocks, but ABC Mart doesn't carry them anymore. Mine are kind of falling apart here. It's weird. All right, this intersection is quite big. That's Meiji University right up here. I believe that you don't need any special ID or anything to go and eat at the cafeteria inside of there. And it's very cheap Japanese cuisine, like curry rice for $1.50 and stuff like that. So you might want to check out the Meiji University Cafe. I'm not sure if they have any security protocols. I've been up there about 10 years ago quite often to eat lunch because it was so cheap. And I don't know if that's still available. But it's a really pretty intersection right here. Suzurandori. Kanda Suzurandori. Just like the way it kind of winds like this. On this side, you're gonna find a couple more cafes. But if you wanna go hunting, I'm not gonna ruin the experience for you too much, okay? I want you to go straight to that traffic light, take a left, and you're gonna find some more hidden cafes. This side of the street over there seems to be more curry, and it's really good curry. Like they've had this recipe for 100 years kind of curry. On this side seems to be more cafes. You can smell the curry if you take off your mask. You can smell curry in the air. It's really good. Ah, it smells so good. Jennifer French is here. Thank you for entertaining us. You're very welcome, Jennifer. Glad to have you here. I'd love to eat something on camera, but can I be honest with you? I'm not that hungry. Peter and I ate so much at Costco yesterday. I haven't been hungry since yesterday's lunch. I came home with a lot of stuff and I didn't really want to eat anything for dinner. I'm gonna walk to the end of the street. I'll just be quiet for a minute and let you absorb some of the atmosphere of Jimbocho. There's no wind on this side here. So enjoy for the next minute or so, cruising down the streets here. There is always room for dessert. There's always room for dessert. Jerry Beaver writes in here, I love the dynamic of the new and the old coexisting in Tokyo. You can find that here. The thing with the city of Tokyo, though, you're starting to lose a lot of that dynamic. Now, Sensoji Temple, some of the places that are very historic, you're not going to lose them. But Tokyo doesn't have much, I don't know. They don't care too much about preserving stuff in the city. They're cool with tearing it down. Just look at the old Harajuku station. They tore it down and they're gonna build a replica because enough people protested. So, you know, there's a lot of business people, most of them working in publishing around this area. Again, because there's Shueisha and there's a lot of other publication houses. And although books and newspapers and periodicals might be decreasing in volume around the world, and they are here in Japan, there's still a lot of people who get a newspaper in the morning, and there's still a nice feeling to it. I don't want to give that up. I don't subscribe to a newspaper, but I kind of wish I did. Just for that feeling of opening up something in the morning with all the news, but online is just faster. This is an interesting looking restaurant. Let's take a look at the menu. Ramsey, where's the beer? Brother, it's not even noon. Oh, this is Thai food. Oh, wow. Gapao, konnichiwa. This looks really good. And it's a set too. You can get an omori size for another 100 yen. You can get it upgraded to a bigger size. So this is a good place to keep on your map here. I love good Thai food. The alleys here are so picturesque. Hope the signal's still strong, everybody. Ooh, Porsche. What did Peter call this yesterday? That caught me off guard a little bit. Peter called this manly fart. He had a play on words. Family Mart, manly fart. I'd never heard that before. Is that just him or is that a thing? He tried to trick me. He said there's a pandemic 15. There's no such thing because it's the freshman 15. It's something 15 pounds you gain as a freshman. He just was trying to trick me the whole time, but I'm not buying into that. I can figure out when he's lying. He twitches or something. I would love to live in this apartment here. Wow. This is a new apartment complex. I didn't see this before from this angle, but look at the balconies. It looks really nice. They're on the edge. Wonder what the rent's like. I think Kanai can move here? This is so close to the center. I could walk to Tokyo Station here too. Gotta check out the rent there. Sure, it's astronomical, just like the building is in size. Okay, just kind of still exploring some of the alleys here. Hey, Matt Hayashi, welcome. Hi, John. This is for Ryo's first curry attempt. That might not be for some time. He's 4 months old. I don't think Kanai might not be feeding the little guy curry for a while. But I will definitely blow some after lunch into his face to give him a smell. But I'll keep that in mind. When he has his first curry, I'm gonna say, Matt sent this to you, buddy. Okay. That's awesome. Chan, I'm glad that you were able to make it out of the trunk. I'll use that money to jimmy the back next time of all the cars around us. It's an inside joke from yesterday. Oh, I don't know if you can see this here. This looks like a coffee roaster, right? This looks like a coffee roaster. So there's a load of, wow. Yes, it is. Look at that. All these coffee beans in bags bought at wholesale. And then they roast it here and sell it probably. Again, all the cafes, coffee shops are in this area. They probably roast it all locally. I gotta ask the cafe owners next time where they get their coffee from. Wouldn't it be so cool if everything was bought and in Jimbocho and roasted here too? Now that makes this place pretty special. All right, I'm going back out to the main street. This is where my bicycle's parked, but there are a couple of things I want to show you on this street. I think that oh, the wind's picking up here. Shout out to Elise in Michigan, Alexander in Luxembourg, and Nico in Greenland. Your postcards are right here. Nico, yours is going the furthest to Greenland, which is awesome. And yes, there are Pikachu stamps on here. Let's see if I can do it safely here. Pikachu is making his way to Greenland and Luxembourg. Very cool. Thanks, guys. I'll send it from Tokyo Station instead of from here, so you get a Tokyo postmark. All right. I believe it's down one of these alleys is a very famous curry shop. I think it's down that way. I'll do a curry live stream next time, but this time it's all about cafes and a little bit about this area here. The last time I was here was with Jennifer. Whoa! We did this crazy live stream and we ended up inside a restaurant right there. I don't know if any of you remember that. And we ordered some tapas and talked for like an hour. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right, this is the Shueisha, one of Shueisha's buildings here. I don't think this isn't the one that I went to for Shonen Jump, but you can see Shueisha's logo right there. I used to work for Shueisha. I was an English editorial manager. Kind of a big job. I got a chance to learn a lot about Japanese companies, old Japanese companies, and that knowledge I shall pass on to you over the course of these live streams. Next to Shueisha, hey TK, is Shogakukan, and I believe that's also a publishing house. It's a new head office for them, very modern looking. Again, there's been a lot of money in manga, and I believe They're doing something with it. Very artistic looking building. If you go straight ahead, you hit the Imperial Palace, which is the very center of the city of Tokyo. And right now they're cleaning out the moat, which is so cool. If they're still doing it, I'll put a story on Instagram showing you the vehicle. They have this amazing floating vehicle that rotates around the moats, cleaning out the algae. So it's not a problem here. So that was a pretty good tour. I think there are more cafes on the other side where there's a lot of curry, but there are a lot of websites, and I'm thinking about making a guide as well for the Only Japan Insiders about some of the cafes around here. I think there's 7 or 8 of them that are really big and historic and old. And I wouldn't say big, but they're very historic and old, that are serving coffee for many generations going back to the Showa period. And this place, if you want to get away from the Starbucks coffee, is so worth it, because you can feel, when you walk in, you not just feel the history, you can smell it in the smoke of the old people smoking, the older people who are smoking the cigarettes, who don't know that it's 2021. We're not supposed to do that, but it's okay. One won't hurt you. Maybe. Any questions? TK writes in here, thanks for the amazing videos. Wanted to ask, have you ever been back to the USA to visit? I have. I used to go at least once a year, especially at Christmas time and sometimes in the summer, but it's been a while. I rarely go for Thanksgiving because Christmas is so close. It's a 14-hour flight one way. And with the pandemic, I don't know when I'm going to be back to the United States. But if I do, it'd be pretty cool to have a meetup. These are unprecedented times, so I'm not sure. Hopefully we can go back at Christmas time with Leo, because he needs to see his grandparents and family, and he'll be like 7 or 8 months old, so he should be able to make the trip. Leo rarely cries, and that's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Very happy to hear from you. And this is a map of the area. I'll show you where we went. Yasukuni Dori is the main street that we were walking on. This is the Imperial Palace. You can see it right here in the corner. It's pretty cool. And these are the alleys that we walked around right here in the center. Gives you a really good idea. There's the intersection with a lot of streets of the ABC Mart that doesn't carry my sandals anymore. Come on. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Nihon Team. Thank you for the message. I'm just like I'm signing off and someone sends a super chat. I appreciate it very much. I gotta go. I gotta get back. I believe I'm gonna be on BBC World at 1 p.m. Japan time, which is like midnight on the East Coast of New York. So if you want to see me on a live interview about the Olympics, check out BBC World at 1 p.m. Japan time, which is in about an hour and a half. I got to take a shower probably for this one. See you, everybody.